All right, man. First off, I want to introduce my guys. We want to talk a little bit about the journey to the Super Bowl. First, we got my man Jermaine Kearse, 9-year NFL vet, been doing some great things for a long time. Another 9-year vet, we got Bruce Irvin, who is still active, getting active after quarterbacks, and then 11-year vet Michael Bennett. Man, first off, I'm gonna ask y'all individual questions. I'm gonna start off with my man Jermaine. How was it, bro? How was it playing for the Seahawks and being from Seattle? What was your thoughts when that whole situation happened?
Uh, for me, I thought it was just a great opportunity for me to make the team. And being from Washington, it definitely made the transition a lot easier for me, and just to be able to have my family support system, here, and being able to have my family come watch the games and stuff. It was it was special to me.
And then coming from UW as well, right? Because most people when they grow up, I would love to play for said team or whatever, but like to go to college here, then play here, never leaving. I mean that's a whole different experience in itself.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely very rare that you hear stuff like that. So I'm just definitely blessed that I could have a career like that, and be able to represent the hometown, and bring the first Super Bowl to Seattle. Well, help bring the first Super Bowl to Seattle.
You definitely helped out. You definitely helped out. Bruce, hey bro. You drafted in 2012. Y'all make a little run in the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? Y'all lose to Atlanta. And then obviously the next year we came out and won the Super Bowl. What do you think was the biggest difference in the two teams, and also, I guess, the mindset going into the 2013 season?
Michael Bennett and Cliff Avril.
I already know. That's what I know. That's what the big three, baby. We had to bring them boys in, man.
Hey, y'all changed the whole thing, bro. That was the last two missing pieces. But I think the 12 team was a strong team also. To me, I think that was a Super Bowl caliber team. If you watch the game we lost to Atlanta, we was down 21 and battled all the way back, and ended up losing by like 3, I think. So I think it was very, it was a big achievement for us to just come in our rookie year and make such an impact like we did. Kearse and Russ and me, Wags. So 2012 class, I kind of feel like changed the whole, kind of put it over the top around here. So 12 was good. 13 was even better with the addition of you and Mike. We was 8-9 deep on D-line. You had 4 guys going in. They get tired. You got 4 guys going, running, subbing them out, and there's no drop-off. So, that's the biggest thing for me. That's how you win championships in this league. Great pass rush and running the football and controlling the clock. So, I think both teams was great, but, honestly, I think with the addition of y'all too, it really put us over the top, though.
Bro, people don't realize, like, when we talk about the Super Bowl team, or we just talk about our careers in general, that Super Bowl year, me and Mike, we wasn't even starters, right?
Didn't even start.
You know what I'm saying? Like
still
people
had like 8-9 sacks apiece.
And coming off the bench, you know what I'm saying? Off the bench. Yep. And mad, though, because as competitors, you know what I'm saying, you want to be out on the field. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You go from playing 80% of the snaps to now you playing 50, 45% of the snaps. It's like, bro, what? But hindsight's 2020, but after the fact, you like, boy, everybody was well rested, and that rolled around, you was getting that work.
Really? That shit was great, man.
You was getting that work. Hey, Mike.
Yeah.
All right, going into free agency, obviously we both came in together at the same time, but what made you pick Seattle? Because remember, I signed the day before you, and as a free agent, as a top free agent, usually that doesn't happen, right? Usually you don't get the 2 top defensive linemen, or that person doesn't follow suit as well. Like, what made you sign with the Seahawks?
I never been scared of competition, but I think for me it was about Dan Quinn. I think me and Dan Quinn were really, really close since we started as a rookie. He was my coach as a rookie D-line coach. So when free agency came, I was about to sign with Tampa back, and then I went down to Miami, and it was Cameron Wake there, and I was kind of like, they was like, we want you to play right. I was like, I'm a left. And so that was the whole thing. They wanted me to play right in with Cameron Wake, which it could have been great, but I think I was when Pete and Pete and Dan called me. I was actually at the Fountain Blue, man. It was Sunday night. It was in Live. I didn't go though. I didn't go.
You didn't go to Fountain Blue, bro? They didn't try to get you to go to Fountain Blue.
They called me. They got that plane ready. I had to head out. I was like, oh no, man. Nah, so when I came down there, I just knew that, they had a lot of great DBs and there was a lot of great D-line, and I'd always watch Big Red. I started in Seattle, and I've always loved Seattle. I just love the atmosphere. I just love the crowd, and I felt like it was an opportunity to go back to a place that I never wanted to leave. I used to always watch Seattle and be like, man, I miss that place, because I just had a great preseason there and ended up going to Tampa, which was good for me. But at the end of the day, I was always wanting to go back to Seattle because I just love the culture. I love the city. I love the people. I love everything about just the team. So when I had the opportunity to go back, when Dan called me, I was just like, yeah, you know what, I can, he always called me Weapon X because always called me Weapon X because I could play all the positions on D-line. And he was like, man, you need to come back and play every position. You can play the nose, three, everything. Anytime anybody's changing out, you can play it. So that's what I just came and did.
You sure did that, because that's what made you unique. Because Bruce and I, we was gonna be the edge guys. No matter what, we stayed on the edge. I ain't fooling with that 3 technique. I ain't fooling with that nose guard. No nothing. So I think that's what made us so unique as a D line, at least, is the fact that you can move around. Bruce and I, we gonna do our thing. Clem gonna do his thing, but you gave us the opportunity to be able to be out on the field too, because you can play so many different positions. You know what I'm saying? So that was unique.
I think that's what makes Seattle great, because when you think about a Cam Chancellor, like they got safeties now. Those safeties are good, but like a Cam Chancellor, though, like he changes the game because he can literally play. He could cover tight ends. He could do everything, and it's like the defense keeps its integrity because nobody has to compensate for somebody else's job. It's like the D-line does a D-line job. The safety does a safety job. It's just like everybody's kind of, have standing within their perimeter. And I think a great defense starts off with, a great D-line, then the secondary, then linebackers. And I think when we had so many interchangeable pieces, you had Earl can roam free, even after the second season when Frank Clark came in, it was like me, you, Frank, and Bruce. And it was just, we could move around so many different positions. And I think a lot of times people overlook that. And I think the thing about Seahawks defense, they're always looking for versatility. And that's where they find their strength at.
No doubt about that. No doubt. So that 2013 season, at what point, and I'm gonna start off with you, Kearse, at what point did you feel like we had a championship team or could win it all? Or was it a game, or what? Like, at what point did you feel like this was a team?
I think if you ask like most of the people who kind of were there, it kind of goes back to what Bruce said. I think after we lost to Atlanta, I think that was the point where I think we realized like how good that we could actually be, and that we were a champ. Like Bruce said, we were a championship caliber team. So I think, just going into that offseason, everybody's mindset, was pretty much on the same thing. Everybody was on the same page.
Yeah. Bruce, is there a game or play what that season for you? Like, what was the highlight? I mean, obviously winning the Super Bowl was the highlight for everybody, but was there a game or play, anything like that was like, all right, this defense or even this team is that deal?
When we was down Tampa Bay at 21-0 at halftime. Remember that?
Yes.
When we came back
out in halftime though.
Huh?
I said they came out at halftime with that locker room. They was mad.
They was bad, but we got out there and went out there and don't get me wrong, Tampa Bay, they weren't the best team, but at the end of the day, they still a professional team. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And we went out there and came all the way back and won. So that's when I kind of felt like, hey, we different. We be in adverse situations, but we always somehow find our way up out of it. And that kind of like did it for me. That's when I knew we was the real deal.
Yeah. Hey, okay, Mike. So Tampa, you leave Tampa, you come to Seattle. Obviously, I'm coming from Detroit. No better situation as far as for winning. What was that first week like when you got to Seattle and just seeing the vibe, seeing how they practice, the guys, the energy? Like, what was that for you?
It was great because it was like, I mean, for me on defense, I'm stingy. Like, I don't like being around people who like if a team score, get a first down, like they're okay with it. So like when I came into the locker room and everybody else felt the same way I felt, that's how I was like, man, I don't want to give up no yards. Like I was just like, so it felt like a lot of guys that was thinking the same way I was thinking. That was like, look, man, they ain't getting no first down, they ain't getting no touchdown, they ain't getting no yard. Like we about to shut every single thing down. You know, we gonna win the game 0-3. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like 3-0. Like, so it's like for us, that's how it was. So when I started being around Big Red, me Bang, like I had been knowing Big Red for like me and Big Red went to college together. I knew me Bang because I went on a visit to University of Cal when I was coming out of high school. You and everybody, so it was like, I don't know. When I got there and everybody was just really stingy, like, and everybody had a chip on their shoulder and they were just like me, I was like, man, this just was a brotherhood versus, you know, people going to the game and being like, oh man, who cares, man? I get my check. It was just like, it was a lot of integrity about defense, like every strategic part, like being in a game with a bunch of people that you don't have to talk to know exactly where they're going to be at. Like, it's like you just working off of each other. It's because everybody studied at that level. And when you go into the locker room and we actually talking football, it's not no bullshit football. It's like everybody talking like really what's going to happen on first and second down. What does formation look like? What is this? And so you in there and you a student of the game and you a historian of the game and everybody's talking like that, it just makes the game fun to me. And that's what made Seattle one of the best places to me, because even when you go around the league, it's not like that. You got people getting paid $100 million that don't even watch your film. And it's kind of like, how are we supposed to win if you're not watching film? Like, you know what I'm saying? So when you're on a defense like that, and I came in the locker room and everybody was hungry, and it's like, no matter what kind of success they had, they still wanted more. It's like they all had the Mamba attitude, and that was just an impressive feat.
No question. I tell you what, my first week, we're in camp, and you know, we got the music blasting, guys, you know, everybody talking trash. You know what I'm saying? Mike B out there talking trash. Well, we trying to figure it out. Well, we still new to it, but Mike B, you got Sherm. And that was what was most impressive to me, was like, it didn't matter who it was. Any and everybody can get that work as far as for talking trash. And it could be the quarterback, it could be Marshawn, it could be whoever, it could be Kearse, like guys that go back and forth at it, but iron sharpened iron though, right? And it forced everybody to be good. So the first week I'm out there, I'm like, man, ain't no way they can hold on. They can keep this same energy all season long. Like, this got to change. Like, these guys is crazy. And then I see how guys is practicing. I'm like, oh, this is real. For me, it was like, okay, so how do you fit into this puzzle? Like, because everybody's great. You know what I'm saying? You start talking about all the Hall of Famers. You start talking about all the guys that was on that squad that was already Pro Bowls and stuff. And for me, it was like, man, like, how do you fit into this scenario? And that's why I got good at the sack fumble. I mean, I was already good at it, but like I focused on it more when I got to Seattle, because we had a whole day dedicated to freaking turnovers. How do we get turnovers as D linemen? You got to be able to force it out the quarterback hands. So, but that first week though, I was like, these guys is crazy. Ain't no way. Like they let them talk. Like I said, Russ can get it. I remember, you know what I mean, guys are talking trash to Russ. That ain't nothing that happens around the league. So I think that's what kind of made us unique as well from that standpoint, is just how everybody made everybody around them great. You know what I'm saying? We made the defense, we made the offense go at it. The offense made us better. And I think that's what made us so good in that year in particular. Kearse, you known for, like, I don't know, people don't give you enough credit for this, but you known for like game-winning catches, especially that year, right? You had a few of them that year. But in particular, the one against Carolina, the first game of the season, like, do you feel like that kind of set the tone for the season?
Yeah. I mean, we were down, and this was my first year, like, actually on the team, because my rookie year I spent half of it on the practice squad. But I remember we had thrown a go ball to my dog Steven Williams, and he didn't make the play. We came back to and ran another shot play, and I got put in the game. And you know, it was just an opportunity. I just looked at my opportunity and make the most of them, and really just try not to look back, you know, especially just, you know, being an undrafted free agent. I had to make the most of everything I got. And so that was probably one of my favorite catches, even though it was my first touchdown catch, because I got to do the little Cam Newton. So it was just cool. It was fun.
Oh, you did break it out. I forgot about that.
It was cool too. My dad's side of family is from North Carolina, so they were able to come and see all that stuff. So it was really cool.
No, that's solid. That's solid. Hey, Bruce. So that year, you got into it with Jimmy Graham. Obviously, he became our teammate. But talk a little bit about that, because I wasn't out there at the time, right? Y'all, there's banter. I don't know if it was stuff during the week or whatever, but like what was said, and well, you ain't got to say what was said, but what made y'all get into it?
It was pretty much he was being disrespectful, I felt like. And our team, it was a bunch of ego, like dudes had big egos on our team. So, disrespect was like one thing we will not tolerate. So he was like warming up on our field, on our side of the field. And I'm like, come on, bro. It's like it's a whole nother field over there. He running routes in front of Norton. Norton like, damn, can we start warming up? So I tried to I asked him, and he was like, man, whatever, shut up. He told me shut up. So he ran another route, and the dude who was throwing the ball to him threw him the ball. So when Jimmy caught it, Jimmy tried to throw it back to the dude, and that's when I went and caught the ball, and I just kicked it across the field. So it kind of escalated from there, and we went out there and tore their ass up after that, though.
So did. All I remember, I'm getting taped that day, like, man, yeah, Bruce just got into it. And then, sometimes they had a TV up in the training room. I'm like, oh, they out there scrapping right now. But, it's delayed and all that stuff. But I'm like, so I had to ask that, because I ain't never asked you about that. Another thing I ain't never asked Mike B about, bruh, after the NFC Championship, what made you go grab the doggone bike, bruh?
Racial in America. I was trying to bridge the gap. I was just ahead of my time, Nah, it was just one of those things. I was tired. I was just seeing the bike. I was like, let me ride this bike around the field. I didn't think it was going to be something big, but it was so funny when I saw that little kid crying. He was like, and he's riding the bike. Like, that was so funny. I don't know. When I saw the bike, I just decided just to ride it. It was like, man, we won. Let's do whatever we want today, So that was a hard game. Green Bay was one of the toughest games, because I was looking at Russ like, goddamn, Russ, I don't know what else you want from us. We out here. This Aaron Rodgers, man. We not giving up no yards right now. This is 6 interceptions. Like, at this point,
all of them were thrown to me, by the way.
You caught the game winner though, Kearse.
I don't know if that was a real tear or not, but that tear came out. It came out the side of your eye like a movie. It was that. But that was it, man. I just went over and tried to grab a bike, and that was it. It was just a fun thing to do.
Oh man, yeah, though. I didn't realize how iconic that was for Seattle, bro. Like, it was a big deal. Didn't they do something with the bike or something like that? Didn't they?
Yeah, I sold the bike for like $30,000 or something for charity.
I didn't realize how iconic that was. Another thing I didn't realize, and I kind of talked to Kearse about this, and maybe Bruce, you probably ain't noticed it yet because you're not done completely. But dog, this Blue Friday, and how serious fans take this out here, bro. Bro, when I tell you the whole city being Seahawk gear, like, I'm talking about. If your kids go to private school, guess what? They ain't got to wear their uniform that day. They can wear a jersey or whatever, like Banks, whatever. And like, for me, I didn't realize it when I played. You know what I'm saying? How crazy and how serious the 12s take that.
Yeah. Oh my God, man! Blue. Everybody got blue. I can't even see. It's blue everywhere.
I'm just saying, like, as fans though, like, I mean, because obviously when we play,
you go anywhere in Seattle, you see everybody in their Hawks jersey or in their Hawks gear. Like, I totally get that, why it's a pretty big thing. It's a day for the fans to represent their team, and it's a day dedicated for that.
Well, I guess another part of it for me too is it's not like that anywhere else in the NFL. Hey, one thing about that boy Mike B. One thing, hey, if you was his teammate and he fooled with you, if he on that field and you get hurt, I don't care who it is. I don't care if it's
he coming on that field.
He coming on that field to come check on you. You know what I'm saying? He gonna ride with you. That's for sure. And I
don't care about the politics of the game. But sometimes with the NFL
too. Might be just doing that. He used to do that just to get pictures and stuff. He knew what he was doing.
I'm not a picture person, I just try to.
Hey, Mike, your dread's fine too, boy.
Oh, thank you, man. Look like dreadlock Rasta, stolen from Africa.
All right, man. All right, fellas. Well, hey, man, I appreciate y'all taking some time, man.
Appreciate y'all boys, man.
I appreciate y'all taking some time, man. Hey,
All right, brother. Be safe, dog.
yes, sir. Y'all too.
Yeah.